Kats Creations live on Sunday night, where tonight I'm going to teach you how to make a nurse wreath in preparation for Nurse Appreciation Week and Nurse Appreciation Day, which is, I'm not sure what day of the week it is, but it begins May 6th and the week rolls all the way until May the 12th. May 6th is the actual Nurse Appreciation Day, but they get the whole week and they so deserve the entire week. It ends on May the 12th, which is Florence Nightingale's birthday. So it's only appropriate that we make sure that we have a Nurse Appreciation wreath in our shop. Today we are doing it with a sign. We're going a little bit smaller sign because I'm thinking we might want to do a double bow on this one. This is a 6x8 sign. This sign came from Jane's Front Door Decor. This is Nurses Call the Shots. Are you okay? Okay. And so this was going to be our theme and centerpiece for this particular wreath. Little did I know early on, I think I always wanted to make sure that I had the right ribbon in my inventory. So I was like struggling with design and color choices. Not really wanting to go with a light blue because this is that tertiary color. It's in between a regular blue. It's in the shade of blue, but it's hard to match. So I did actually have a thank you ribbon that came in the 2.5 inch, and it's for nurses and doctors and people in healthcare. So it works out great with this design. We're going to be doing this on a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. I'm going to walk you through how we go ahead and get that all prepared, and then we'll go ahead and start with the design. Before we do that, if you like this design, want to replicate it once you have all the materials in stock, make sure you click the share button at the bottom to share this video to your page. Much easier to find than trying to find it on my page. Also, if you are new, let us know. Let us know where you're from also, so that we can hopefully provide a connection for you to find someone crafting in your city or close to you. YouTube subscribers that are catching this on a Facebook replay, you will want to click the notification bell, which is your subscription or to subscribe to my channel. That's also in the upper right hand corner, and that will notify you when we upload a new video. If you want to make sure that you're notified when we go live, you're going to want to make sure that you have the like and follow button both selected. And then once you're watching the video, like right now, if you just tap the screen, making sure if you are using a tablet or a laptop that you are in the vertical mode, you can tap the 3 dots in the upper right hand corner. That will give you a sub menu that allows you, I think it's the 4th or 5th option down, allows you to turn notifications on or off. If it says off, then you're good, you've got it set. And that's pretty much it.
And then the wings look great on the door.
Ah, thanks. That's what we taught the private group today, was how to make the angel wing wreath.
Yep. Marina said, where did you get the sign? Sign's from Jane's Front Door Decor.
Yes, it is. Okay, let us go ahead and get going. So, to wire up the 14-inch Dollar Tree frame, I've already done 5, so we're going to do the last section together. If you notice, you have weld marks in each of the sections. That's what divides it. I'm just color coordinating this red, white, and blue because those are the colors we're using on our design today. And we're going to wire the first 2, the innermost rings together, using the weld marks to give us a, help to determine where halfway is on the frame. So we've got that sectioned right here. Then we're going to do the same thing using the weld and our center pipe cleaner. We're going to go ahead and wire together the outer 2. Ooh, I'm going to move this one over so it color coordinates better. Just because it kind of keeps with the pattern I have going. So you're going to add 2 to the outside 2 using that center pipe cleaner and the weld to basically give you spacing dimensions. So that gives you 12 on the outside, 6 on the inside. And we're going to go ahead and start with a white, silver, it's like a metallic. And we're going to do the Cruffle method. These are cut to 25-inch pieces. You're just going to go ahead and spread these out. You'll need a chip clip or a clothespin binder clip would work. I'm going to go ahead and do these this way. So I am going to, so you can see, we're going to roll up the corners. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you fold it when you very first start, it makes it much easier to get the process going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to ruffle. That's where they got the name Cruffle. It's the combined curl and ruffle look. I'm starting on the inside, so I'm using my finished edges towards the center and the outside, so like a north and south. And by curling the edges, it helps us keep the frays of our mesh down to pretty much almost non-existent because they're basically captured inside the curls. We're going to keep doing that all the way around the wreath until we are full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This mesh actually came from Craft Outlet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I love nurses.
I love nurses. I think nurses are a lot like teachers. They're so desperately needed, but so underpaid.
And ecotechs.
Yeah, well, all the healthcare. Doctors make a doctor's salary, but nurses are just as important, if not more. Because while the doctors are the ones that give the orders, it's the nurses that carry those orders all the way through.
Yeah, they do all the grunt work.
They do. 1,
Hi,
2,
Kate.
3,
Good song.
5. Hi, Kate.
And hi, everybody just joining. Happy Sunday.
How was your weekend? Right here in Southern California, it is cold and blustery. Doesn't look like rain, just an awful lot of wind, which is just blowing the dust around out here in the desert. Not fun. Bad allergy days. So I decided to go with a neutral white. I had thought maybe about doing red and white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So many different variations you could have done with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think what really set the tone was when I found the ribbon. And I was like, oh, we could do the whole thing.
Awesome. Jenny said my daughter-in-law is a nurse.
Well, thank her for her dedication and what she does every day. They are not paid enough. And I'm sure that the nurses around the world are saying, amen. They are not paid enough. She paid a whole lot more. And just think about the line of nurses. How many different types of nurses can you think of?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot. So if you're getting ready and you're going to make a nurse wreath, those are things for you to take into consideration when you're designing your wreath, because you have just your standard nurses that are, you know, local doctor's office nurses.
Yep, Kathy Reenison. She's been a nurse for over 30 years. Thank you for all your hard work, Kathy.
Absolutely. So you have, let's think of the names, the different types of nursing, right? Nurses are overworked right now. I think nurses have been overworked from the beginning. Yeah, pediatric nurses is one. That's good, Steve.
Emergency.
3, 4, 5. Emergency room nurses.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. She's been a nurse for over 40 years. What else did you come up with?
Cardiology nurses, emergencies.
We did emergency.
Yeah.
You said that one like twice. So ER nurses. You have your peds nurses. So Lillian says, just got on, can you tell me what size frame and what place for pipe cleaners, how many mesh cut? So recap really quick is mesh is cut to 25-inch pieces. There are 18 pipe cleaners total on a 14-inch Dollar Tree frame. I think that summed it up, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
and 18 pieces of pepper. Yep.
I'm a nurse case manager. See, there you go. Nurse case manager. Right, Mary, labor and delivery. 1, 2, 3.
Shirley said retired OR nurse for 38 years.
OR nurse. Lolly says, my daughter's a critical care nurse.
Yeah.
Definitely. And male and female nurses. Here's some good ones. What about, what?
Kathy Fox said ICU.
ICU, definitely. Military nurses out in the field hospitals, right? I was trying to think of the medevac, the ones that go in and do emergency evacuation from the helicopters. That type of nursing.
Hospice nurses.
Hospice nurses, definitely.
Cindy Kane said, I manage a large pediatrics practice. This is wonderful. We love our nurses.
Absolutely. And think, what a great thing to display in a nurse's station.
Yep.
You know, thank you, especially knowing that that holiday is coming up, or our Appreciation Day. Okay, we're getting all these done. And normally I cut the inside ones, but I'm going to leave them because we're dealing with a smaller sign. I still have a feeling I'll end up cutting them, even if we do put 2 bows in this one.
Sherry, yep, we got that. She said surgical nurses, which is kind of the same as an OR. Operating room nurses.
Yeah, operating, surgical, trauma, OR.
Trish says, I've been a nurse for 28 years, currently on a physical rehab unit.
There's another one too, right? Rehab.
Hospice and oncology, 39 years, hard to believe.
Oh my God.
We got a lot of nurses here.
Yes, we definitely thank you for your service, your dedication, your countless hours, the amount of stuff nurses have to put up with. My favorite aunt spent her life as a nurse. 2, 3, 4.
Leia said, yeah, PQ, which I think the pediatric unit, right?
Pediatric intensive care.
They were the best emotionally and physically when my son was there, yep.
Yes. This is also a great thank you gift too. If you have a favorite nurse who's been taking care of you or a loved one, what better way to say thank you? They don't have to necessarily keep it up in their department, but that would be an awesome thing to display, you know, during this time. Nurse case manager too. Oh, there's a couple of you. Like Kathy, I'm glad to see more and more men enter nursing. I agree. There is something, like when I had to have emergency surgery for a collapsed lung, the nurse that I had by my bedside was a male nurse, and there was just such a comfort that came from having a pretty big guy be a nurse, you know, and have to endure that right there in the urgent care facility. Is the ER.
Yep. Hi, Jolene. She said, hi, Kat and Steve. I would love to make one for my special nurses. Lydia, yet we already said hospice nurses.
Oh, I love all of your stuff. See, a lot of you are saying that, you know, you're in the medical field and nurses are just, they're the heroes, the unsung heroes.
Another one says, Reva said, I manage a cardiology practice. Our nurses are incredible. My daughter's a nurse at an extended care facility.
Definitely. See, you guys all have something in common today. There's a lot of you out there. And we all owe you a debt of gratitude. So this one is kind of giving you the look of ruffles and curls. So this is going to be a little fuller. 2, 3, 4. Which works perfectly with a smaller sign and a double bow. I keep saying double bow like I've committed to that. But I think I probably have. I think I looked at it and I was like, since we have the wording of the sign kind of at the lower part of the sign, it gives me the perfect opportunity to do that. Okay, 5 more pieces. Oh, absolutely. All the live-in nurses too, that take care of people who want to stay in their homes, you know, and still need health care. A lot of our older parents need them. Oh, thanks, Margot. She is popping in from Scotland.
Wow, hi, Margot.
Did I get that one before you?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Well, because a lot of people are asking where the sinus came from still.
Oh,
so I'm trying to put the link in. Yeah.
Very cool. Yep, the sign came from Jane's Front Door Decor. You will find her. She has her own website. She also has her Etsy shop. 2, 3. Members of Kats Creations private group, you get a discount from Jane's store. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I did 5. I was trying to count that. I was like, what did I just count? Okay. 3 more. Try not to knock these off. I'm going to go ahead and move these off to the side because I'm afraid one's going to go to the floor. Although Steve's great. He's right in front of me, so he can generally throw those back up. Okay. Got this one underneath. And get all my pipe cleaners out. And the metallic definitely makes this one a lot more sparkly.
Awesome, kind of neat. She said, I worked as an ER nurse for 20 years. A nurse for 28 years. Now she works in a pulmonary clinic on a military base.
Nice, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scrunchy, scrunchy, scrunchy. Cool. We're filling it in. Last one. All this mesh was cut with a wood burning tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes I fail to mention that. That definitely helps in keeping frays way down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the 6 on the inside. And then we'll refluff some of these Cruffles and move them around so they fill in the gaps a little bit better. So let me grab my 6 on the inside. Okay. Or just pushing those back down. Sometimes I use the ones in the middle and they generally will fill a little bit more. They fill the gaps in between. And we're going to add a ton of ribbon and bows. Okay, make sure these are all to the outside so they're easier to find. Right. Those. 1, 2, 3. In. There we go. Sometimes they just get, you kind of end up pushing them in sideways, so then you're like, wow, look at that gap there. It's because the Cruffle's in wrong. It just got turned to the side. One more.
Deborah, the mesh, 18 pieces are all cut to 25 inches.
You could cut it to 30, but it just depends on the thickness of your mesh. This is actually pretty thick, so there's really no need for me to cut this to 30 or 35. because it's thick enough. It's gonna hold up. Okay, so let me refluff all these pieces. Get everything situated the way I need it to go. That's awesome.
She's a nurse for 43 years.
Wow.
Mainly did ICU, trauma, burn unit, and ER, slowing down, doing long-term care, unit manager, dementia unit.
Wow.
The burn unit would have to be really tough.
Yeah, most definitely would be. Why do I have 2 pairs of scissors out? I'm like scissors on both sides. Okay.
Doubly prepared.
Yeah, doubly prepared. What I'm going to do is go ahead and add my ribbons to the outside 12. So what we're using is just a solid red that pairs well with the sign. It's going to pull the red into the center a little bit more. And then this is that really pretty ribbon that says thank you. It's got stethoscopes. It's got the heart, little hearts in it, little nurses' hats, a little cross. So we're going to alternate these every other one. These are cut to 14-inch pieces. The thank you ribbon came from, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, Craft Outlet.
Which the nurses?
The thank you 2.5-inch ribbon.
Craft Outlet, yeah.
He's got my materials list. It just makes it easier to give him all my lists because then he could just answer the questions. What's the name of the wreath on your door? Athena, that's the angel wing wreath. So we just did that one today in our private group. So I taught them how to make an angel wing wreath. And the nice thing about that is if you sell it, you can give the customer a couple options. You can offer to make them some seasonal bows as well and ship them at the same time. And then that way you can keep the wreath up and just change out the ribbons.
Oh, that's awesome. Kathy Reeson said Tanya and I met up yesterday and worked on a wreath together.
How wonderful. See, I love it. Are you guys fairly close to one another? My mom has been a nurse my whole life. That's Denise's comment.
Mm-hmm. Just saw that.
It definitely takes a special person to become a nurse. I don't think I could do that. A doctor, yes. A nurse, not so much. Would that work for my doctor and the nurses at my cancer institute? I don't see why it wouldn't. It would just, the sign is more prevalent to the nurses because it says nurses call the shots, which is just a play on the word because we know most of the time it's nurses who give all the shots. Mm-hmm. Not always, but most of the time. So we're going to pull these 2 colors in. We didn't want it to look like a patriotic wreath. So we'll do these. We'll make our bow, first bow, put our sign in, and then figure out where the second bow would be. So you guys are 30 to 45 minutes. That's not that far, Kathy. That's actually pretty close. I don't think I have anyone that is that close. I think most of the people that I know of are about an hour and a half away. Still, that's not bad though either.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I'm gonna hold this one back down. I think it just wants to hang.
There is one gal that lives up here, right? There are 1 or 2 that lives up here. Haven't seen them on for a while.
Life, right?
And Melody lives down in.
Oh yeah, Melody's in Corona.
An hour, yeah.
Yeah, see. My son was just a few months away from graduation before he passed. Also retired from the Army. I'm so sorry for that loss.
So I haven't even seen that yet.
I'm grabbing the ones at the bottom. Okay. What?
I still don't have it.
Okay. Well,
I think log out, log in. Sometimes it just
delays.
Yeah, sometimes I don't get them. Sometimes.
Or they just have really bad lag. You never know. Okay.
Yep. Should I log back out and then I can see it?
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the red ribbon came from Crinkle Designs. They have their own website. It's crinkle with a K designs.us. That's usually where I go and I get all my 50-yard solid rolls of ribbon from.
Don asked, would that work for my doctor and the nurses at my cancer institute? Sure it would. I would write a nice thank you card to your doctor and present the wreath to all the nurses.
Yeah, because you could do it right during healthcare appreciation. Well, it's Nurses Appreciation Week.
Right.
The day is May the 6th, but they actually get the whole week. It goes from May 6th to May 12th. So I only thought it was appropriate. I was going to do beach, but then I was like, no, we need to do the nurse wreath. I need to get that in the shop for this year. Okay, so I'm not going to do the outside ones just yet. Let's go ahead and make the bow, and then we'll figure out where sign placement, bow placement is, and then we'll add the last embellishment to the outside. So we are using Bodabra. I'm going to set my sign aside. I'm going to start with the red.
Oh, that's awesome. She said, okay, they have all been there for me fighting this lung cancer over the last year, and I would love to make them a wreath to say thank you for all that they have done. Oh,
absolutely.
So the sign is from Jane's Front Door Decor.
This one is specifically to nurses, but there are ones that they have that are, you know, thank you healthcare professionals. I think that would probably be a little bit more appropriate for the whole healthcare team.
Yeah.
So I'm starting with a 10-inch tail, and then I'm going to do 5.5-inch loops. Make sure that my loops are, this was like 6 1/4. So bring that back to 5.5. And I think next week we'll do a bow making class. It's been a while since we've done one. We'll pull out the Pro Bow and we'll make a bow for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's that?
Cindy said, hi, newbie from Illinois. Been watching for a while on YouTube, LOL. Kringle is only about an hour from me. Kringle
Really?
Signs, so, awesome.
Somebody's often.
We have a very boisterous cat right now.
He has been obnoxious and vocal all day today. He's just in a mood. But that's his breed. His breed is very vocal. Although he's not normally vocal unless it's close to like dinner time. So, okay. Then we'll add the thank you ribbon. We're going to do this at 9.5 inches for the tails. Now this one, here's a trick, right? This one has words on it. So in order to keep the words all going in the same direction, that's a challenge. Some people will cut it and they'll do a cut and splice inside the ribbon, but there's an easier way to do that. So let's dovetail the edges first, which is bring the wired edges together. You're going to cut from the fold to the point, which is where your wire is. And then that gives you a really pretty finished look. And then from here, we're going to do 9.5-inch tails. So I'm going to measure 9.5 inches and I'm going to pinch that together. So this is 9.5. So they need to be 5-inch bows or loops. So I'm going to measure out 10 inches. I'm going to gather that and I'm going to bring them together. What this does is it keeps the word orientation going in the same direction. If I did it in the Bodabra and I twisted and then brought this back up, now my words are going upside down through the loop, right side up through the ribbon. So just keep them here, measure out your 10 inches, because 10, 5 and 5 is 10. And then you're going to measure out another 10 for the other side of your bow. Bring that one in. And this one you're going to bring up, just meet in the middle and hold them. And then measure out your 9.5-inch tail. Should be right about here. Okay. Now, if you look at your ribbon, everything is going in the same direction. So you've got your thank you is here. Everything is going in the right orientation. And then from here, you just slide the whole thing right inside the Bodabra and it'll just hold it. So we will do the dovetail on this side. It's a little hard to hold it and dovetail cut it all at the same time while you're holding it. And there's that. I have a feeling we'll be doing 2, so. All right, the next 4 colors we're gonna do, I went out and retrieved this from Valentine's Day just because I like it. It's very similar to the heart that is on the sign. It's done with that like loopy kind of fun, and it's velvet. So it's a really nice touch. It's also on our ribbon here. We're also gonna take into consideration the red and white Swiss dot. We're gonna bring in some blue jean, kind of like a canvas denim, and then a blue geometric. And I think I'm gonna leave the red to be what ends. So I'm gonna mix these up like this, I think. And or do I wanna do them this way? Let me look. Let's do it this way. So I'm gonna do the blue first. This ribbon is from Burton & Burton, which is a wholesaler. We're gonna do 9-inch tail with a 4.5-inch loop. And this will play to the softer blue in the sign. So we're tying the sign in now to the design. So 4.5 and 4.5. I think that one's a little shy. Yeah, that one's more like 4. There we go. And 9.
Thank you all for sharing your Sunday with us.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm just going to take these ones, set them to the side because I have a feeling we're going to do the double one. The next one is going to be 8.5-inch tail, a 4.5-inch loop. So because we already have the bottom one measured, the blue, you're just going to guesstimate, put your fingers in there and give it a good pull. That will keep everything at the same length. Still need to gauge my tail length though. So 8.5, dovetail. I like my V's a little on the deep side. And then, so Swiss dot came from Craft Outlet. The blue geometric was from Burton & Burton. The thank you ribbon came from Craft Outlet. Crinkle Designs had the solid red. The canvas denim blue is from 5th Street Studios. They are on Etsy. And then the solid red Velvet Hearts is from Craft Outlet.
And Clara, there are signs out there that just mention healthcare professionals. Mm-hmm. So that means office workers, managers, caseworkers. That means everything. So there are signs out there. I don't know if Jane has them from.
I think she does.
Jane's from Decor might have them. Okay.
Yes, there are a ton. So, when we were going through COVID, healthcare workers were, needed to be appreciated. So a lot of the sign vendors or sign makers were making the signs for that reason.
Right.
So yes, they are. I know Steve doesn't look at the sign vendors all the time, but yes, they do. If you have something specific, you can also reach out to a lot of them and say, like, I have something that I have in mind. Can you do something along these lines?
Oh, Jenny, you are absolutely welcome. She said, thank you for sharing your church sermon this morning. Was traveling and listening. Oh, Pastor Jack is the best pastor there is, in our opinion.
Well, he's on his way to Washington to do the he does he does a historical
tour.
Yeah, of like he goes from like Plymouth, Massachusetts, and goes all the way down to Washington. Yeah. Wish I would have known that, because I think I would have jumped on that tour. That would have not been one I was afraid of. Okay, so the blue was 8-inch tails, 4-inch loops. The red is 7.5-inch loop, or tail, sorry. 3.5-inch loops. Okay. Finish this one up. Just double check. And our tail.
I can see, love your angel wing wreath.
Thank you. That was just a design that I was playing with, and I was like, I love the way, like when I make my angel tree toppers, I like the way we do the wing points, and I was like, wonder if that would work. So yeah, that's what we did. Okay, just so I don't have my pins rolling off the counter. All right, let's go ahead and get a pipe cleaner. And then we'll fluff this one out. So usually just shake them. Go ahead and, put some really tight compression to get the ribbon to stack and to squish down. Usually give it about 5 good twists. I think I just swished the ribbon right to the floor. Yes, I did. Okay. Fluff board. Why a board and not a box? That's next to the fridge, really nice. So that's the reason why. I like large areas to work the bow, so I don't like them elevated too much. This just makes for a nice workstation type of a deal. So this is a 18 by 24 inch by 3/4 inch cutting board. Save yourself the money, go to Home Depot or Lowe's. They're pre-cut in 24, 1-inch lengths. Get a 1-inch C-hook or cup hook and go ahead and just screw that in, and there you go. You're off and running. So I'm just going to anchor this through my pipe cleaner, and then it's just a matter of separating our bows. So I'm going to start with my red. I'm going to do a tail this side and my loop this way. Go to the other side and you're going to do opposite. So loop over here, tail over here, so that they go across from each other. Tails directly across from one another, loops directly across. And then we're going to go back down and we're going to do opposites. So we have loop here, loop here. We're moving the tails off to the side. Go back to the other side. And I'm going to pull my tail out. And then what this does is it alternates your ribbon colors so that you don't really have any one particular color next to each other. It puts your tails off to the side. And then from here, you just follow the pattern all the way down. So we're just separating, not fluffing yet. Pulling this one off, going back to the red, opposites, opposite.
Oh, that's too bad, Clara, but hopefully you got it back and have it running. She had a pipe cleaner break on her yesterday while she was fluffing.
Been there, done that. Yeah, sometimes you just get a defective one. So on this case, because I already had blue here, and I was going to go blue back on top, I just separated and went the opposite way, which is totally up to you. This way, my blues and reds are now opposite of each other, both ways. Oop. Here's my loop, here's my tail. There we go. We have this one on the wrong side. Needs to be over there. Okay, now you fluff. So you want to make sure all of our tails are staying on the right side. You want to open up all those really pretty loops. I'm going to Go all the way down. Okay, this also gives you the opportunity at this time, I'm gonna flip my tails back over the way they should be, to see where do you have space. So like my tails are here, they should all be here once they'll kind of come together. So this gives me an opening for my sign. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off. I'm not gonna move this too far away. I'm just gonna set it here because we need to figure out where we're gonna place this. I usually will go right over one of the interior. So I'm gonna go, I like this one, it's kind of flat. So I will take my pipe cleaner. I'm gonna go right over my interior because I know that's right where my rail is. You don't want to pull too hard because you don't want to collapse all that work you just did fluffing it.
Athena said you make the bow look so easy to do.
You always got to go separate, then fluff.
Yeah. Linda, the terry bow is usually always on the pro bow. So Kat does this on her own Bodabra, so it's kind of like a cat bow. But it's, yes, it's similar to a terry bow.
Just probably because there's a tail for every single one of the colors you've used, I think, is the basis for a terry bow, I'm guessing. Okay, so we're just kind of pulling these around. Okay, so there is bow on wreath so far. So now I've got to look at the sign, figure out where the sign's going to go, and then figure out where is my other bow going to go. So I have so many great choices just because I have all these. They remind me of noodles. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of maneuver this around.
There you go. Claire said the cat bow is beautiful. And Linda said I like cats better.
I'm fine. I don't have to have anything with my name on it. I'm okay. Okay. So I think I'm going to do it that way. And then I think what I want to do is do another bow down here. What do you guys think? Another bow down here. So bow down here. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do this one real quick. Dimensions are all the same because I'm just going to go through it fairly quickly. So, okay. So 10 inches, 5.5 inch loop.
All right, so you get another bow making class.
And another one, right? For those of you who just joined and missed the first bow, here's the second one. So 10 inches.
Yeah, that's a good question. She says, how do you do your bow? Let me get to it. How do you do your bow selection?
Oh, like how do I decide what color? Yeah. Or I usually will lean on the sign a little bit to be, you know, pretty specific on colors. I could have gone black, red, white. Didn't really want to go the like orange Band-Aid color. That just wasn't something for me. So I usually go predominantly with like what I have handy. So I walk around with the sign in my craft room and try to match up as many colors as I can. Then when I came across the healthcare thank you ribbon, I was like, okay, so we'll make sure, look at both of those and pull what colors we want without going crazy. Because some people just go every color that's in the sign, let's put that in a bow. That just looks crazy. Because it's almost like it was an indecisive thing. Like you didn't know which direction to go. I usually don't go more than 3 or 4 colors when I'm doing a ribbon. I will usually, unless they're neutral. So like whites, blacks, grays, golds, and silvers, neutral, or beige. And then you can find something that kind of pops those colors. So this one is, remember this is the one because we have the words, we need to make sure they stay. And I was looking to make sure, yes, I made sure that my, I think my words are upside down, so I have to spin it. Because I think I have the bow upside down. So here we go, 9.5, 10. Then we're gonna go 10. And then we're gonna go 9.5. So from here, we're right at in between the N and the K.
Jenny, yes, the private group does get additional discounts from Kringle Designs above their 50% off.
Yeah, can't give you exact, but it's more than 50.
Yeah.
We get a lot of discounts from a lot of different companies or vendors, Etsy sellers. Okay, so that one's there, which means Kat's got to spin that bow around. Really didn't want to do that, but I should have probably looked at that beforehand. Okay, then we're gonna go Geo. I had to look because I was like, what did I do after that?
Mary said a smaller bow will look awesome. Nancy said separating is the hardest part of making the bow. Can't make it look so easy.
Oh yeah, it's just, you're just pulling them. You're just making little X's all the way down. So 4.5. Okay, 4.5. Sometimes I like to have the other one there because it'll help me know where 4.5 is. And we're up to 9. So 4.5 is the loop size, 9 is the tail length again. Some really long pins. Then we're going to go Swiss. This one's going to be 8.5 inch tail and a 4.5 inch loop. Thanks. Okay. 4.5. And then back out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.5. Sometimes I forget. You just go in your groove. I have another one. There it is. Okay. Canvas. This one is 8 inches, 4-inch loops. A little too long, Kat. Those are like 4.5. To 8. And then our last one. Okay. And the hearts.
Gals, give it lots of likes and loves.
The only sparklies really so far is the metallic. So last one is 7.5 tails and 3.5-inch loops.
Claire said, I bought a Bodabra. I got it, but the ribbons haven't arrived yet. I've been using another brand, so now I have to try your style.
Let me guess. You've been doing the Easy Bow Maker. A lot of people use the Easy Bow Maker. It's similar to this, except I like my Bodabra just because I use it for everything. I use it for an extra pair of hands when I need it to hold something. Like when we were doing the angel wing, one of my pipe cleaners snapped in the middle. So I was like stuck with this wing formation. And I'm like, where can I put this? Whatever. Slide it in. Okay. Last one.
Yeah, Clara, you're allowed to say the name.
What?
You can say the name of any bow making, wreath, anything you want to say.
Pro bow, easy bow maker.
Pro bow, easy bow maker, yep.
Whatever. Yeah, no, you're good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Kat is not paid to endorse any specific
No.
bow maker.
No, if I would want to. Because then it's like, then you automatically single yourself out. Okay.
Yeah, the easy bow maker. Yeah.
Okay, separating. So just separate. Remember, that's all we're doing. So a tail and a loop. Other side, we're going to go tail and the loop. Then go to your next bow down. Since we already did a tail here, we're going to do a tail to this side and a loop to this side. See how it's like alternating the colors? And then you got to go over to the other side and do the same thing. So here's my tail. Here's my loop. Shouldn't be worrying about fluffing. And then we're going to follow the red. So loop and tail. I already have my loop over here. So here's my tail, or loop, tails, loop and tail, loop and tail. If you ever forget just whatever one you've pulled directly across, just go, you know, like right now I could follow the blue, but it just, to me, it just doesn't sit right. So I'm going to alternate and put it on top of the one I just did, which is fine. You just want to make sure you do it on the same side. And then here, we will add this, and then this, and then you get to fluff. Then you get to pull the pretty ribbon up. Open those. Open. And then to put the curl back in your ribbon, you just kind of run your fingers through them. Kind of put the little arc back in them. They just need to be reminded how they go on the spool. So this time I'm going to check and make sure that my writing goes the same way and get that going. Okay. So I got the thank yous going this way. So I want to make sure that, let's see, I'm going to go right here.
Clara, I don't know how that's even possible. I just got a flash message across my screen about someone reporting me saying a name brand negative. So just by stating the fact of Easy Bow Maker, it's not a negative.
It's not.
So
anyone can say what you'd like. Okay. So I'm trying to get my thank yous to be in the right order. So I'm attempting to put this so it all goes in the right direction. And I'm hitting my frame. Yes, one should have probably added sign first, Kat, but it's not a big deal. I'm trying to make sure where I'm lining these up.
Athena, we'll have Kat at the very end tell you what the private group consists of, okay?
Okay, so let me fluff all this. It's so pretty. Use I like using the 2.5 inch ribbon to frame. Okay. So now we need to spin this one because my thank you, it's weird. It's like my thank you's not really upside down. Like these are right side up. It's just this one This should be straight here. So let me go ahead and pull my sign out, and we'll get that all ready to get attached. So you will need a metal hole punch. You can get them at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. Look in the jewelry section, because that's basically what they are. They're made for punching holes in metal for the earrings. And I am just going to punch a hole in either side of my sign. These are 1.5 millimeter beadsmith metal hole punch pliers. You can go up to 2 inches. Anything greater than that, it's gonna be too big. You'll have like too big of a hole. So I'm gonna use 22 gauge wire and attach my sign. It's just easier to run it through the Deco mesh, because the pipe cleaners have a tendency sometimes of getting hung up on the most microscopic fiber. Okay. So we're gonna go here. Make sure we're about halfway.
And said, thank you, Kat, for explaining the separation of the bow again. Your kindness is greatly appreciated.
You're so welcome. Okay. Let me see. There we go. In the past, I've used pipe cleaners, but I found that doing the thicker floral wire, the 22 inch or 22 gauge, just allows me to go right through the bottom. I don't have to like fudge so much. So I am going to take my wire and go right to my frame. First of all, I'm trying to find my frame. Okay, there's one. Here's had it. There's my other. I don't want to go too tight. I just want to get it down a couple twists, because I need to make sure this fits on this side. And I need to make sure it hits the frame as well. Then you tighten it up. Done that one too many times. Tightened my signs and I was like, darn it, it's too tight. Okay. I think I'm good.
Tommy, we mentioned it a couple times in the post, but the sign is from Jane's Front Door Decor on Etsy.
Or her website.
I checked her website. It says it's under construction.
Oh, she must be updating.
Yeah.
Okay. So, on Etsy. Sometimes we do renovations on our sites. So I'm going to take all my interior, I guess you'd call them little noodles. And I'm going to push all my interior noodles under my sign. That'll elevate my sign. Go ahead and pull all these.
No problem, Tommy.
I'm just making these kind of fan around my sign so you can still see the sign. I'm actually tucking the loop of my bigger red bow right to the corner. Okay. Now we're going to pull all the rest of the curls and cruffles to the center because I moved them all out of the way. And now we're going to add our last embellishments to the outsides here. So what I am doing is I have cut the 1.5 inch Swiss dot and the heart, and we're going to make what's called a double bow, which means bring your 18-inch pieces together in half, go up to the top about 2 inches, kind of pinch those together and go get the other color. Bring these together. Do the same thing. And then you're going to lay them opposite of each other. And you're going to take those and, well, let's see. Trying to gauge where I want to put them. Don't know if I want to put them on top of the thank you. I don't think so. So I'm going to put them on top of the red. Give them about 5 twists. Take this off. Kind of push my pipe cleaner back. And then when you go to unfluff, you're going to open the loop. You have to flip one of your tails around so it has like 2 tails on one side. Do the same thing here, just like this, and then open the loops. These are what I call double bows. They have 2 loops but 4 tails, and I usually do opposite colors. So this it's more of the heart. So I'm going to do this all the way around just the red, on the red 2.5 inch. And you can alternate, like I have the heart on the left side. So on the next one, if you want to switch them and put the heart on the right side, you can do that. This way it has lots of double bows, lots of pretties. What's up? Okay, we'll flip that. Again. Flip these. Get the other one flipped over. Open our loops real pretty. Go back around. I've got this one, I think it's situated right underneath my bow, which almost doesn't make sense because you are not going to see that, but I'm going to put it there anyway because I know it's there. What?
Kara said, I keep waiting for you to pull out the shots. Nope, no syringe is going to be on this side.
You know what's cute too is I thought, you know, I think Fisher Price makes the little nurse kit.
Yeah,
and that would be cute if you took the little play stethoscope.
Yeah.
You could put that in here. I think they have like a little Band-Aid cuff or something too. You could put those in there.
Like said, I love those little double bows. They really pop and bring a spark to the wreath.
Yeah, they just look really nice. And you can still see the mesh. You can still see all the ribbon underneath. So it's not like I'm trying to compete and cover up what I already just created. Amazon?
Yeah.
I think he's trying to catch the doorbell before the guy rings the doorbell. If they ring the doorbell. A lot of times they don't ring the doorbell. Do your delivery people ring your doorbells? Ours don't. They just like throw it to the porch. Okay. A couple more. Opposite. Okay. Opening. So someone did ask about the private group. So while I'm fluffing bows, private group, $17 a month. You get discounts to all the vendors that I have listed, and there's quite a few, which means you get discounts from ordering from them by using our codes. You get 4 tutorials on top of like the, they're just in the private group. So like Sundays at 3 is our design class. Replays are always available because I always have people ask, well, you know, life happens on Sunday. So it's like, no worries. The replays are always there. You get detailed materials list. Like on this wreath, you get all the SKU and item numbers, all the lengths, what we did. So you can basically just print it out and go shopping and then use that to help you build yours, because I only make my designs once. So after that, I'm okay. You know, if people want to remake it because they like the look or they like the style, it works for them. What else do you get? Yeah, you get the business classes on Mondays. This business class this Monday's on shipping, how to save on shipping. And that's at, I already did that. Yeah. What else? All the videos, you get access to my entire private library.
Discounts on all the vendors.
You already said that. Yeah. So, all right. So if you want to sign up, there's 2 ways to do so. You can do the monthly at $17 a month, or you can pay the whole year up front and save on 2 months. You pay for 10 and you get 2 months free. Both of those options are available on my website at KatsCreationsNMore.com. The private group is what you want, not the Wreath of the Month group. The Wreath of the Month group is for those of you that just want to work on one design the whole month. That's exactly what that group is. And we get exclusive kits that you guys could make and sell once you're finished with the design of the month. And the beach kits are coming up for March. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit of sparkle. I'm gonna add, this is called tinsel flex tubing. So it's got a little fuzz and a little tinsel to them, so it adds just a nice sparkle. Should have thrown my wire cutters in there. Okay, so I'm going to give them about a 4-inch tail, and I'm going to do a couple loops on these just to make them pretty. You can get the flex tubing, Craft Outlet, the Wreath Shop, Trendy Tree, Deco Exchange. Amazon. I'm trying to think of who else. Those are usually my go-to online sources.
Brenda, what would you sell this wreath for?
This is listed in my shop now. This is going, I think, for $87. And then it's got $25 FedEx shipping. So it's a flat rate. Doesn't matter where you live in the continental US. That's the most you'll pay for shipping. Okay. And we're adding this nice little touch, which kind of like plays off the double bows and the regular bows. Because we've got 2 loops. This one has 2 loops, 1 set of tails.
Kathy, yeah, she meant May, sorry.
What?
You said March. She's all, March is come and gone.
May? For the beach?
Yeah.
Oh. Why don't I, that's what I'm seeing in my head. March. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love using the flex tubing. It's just a nice little sparkle. Back under our bow, because we know it exists. Okay, almost done. Have 2 more to do. It just never fails. It's like once you lift up your bows, you've got to go back in and get them all resituated. Okay. I just had it There it is. One. I don't think I've seen you so active today. Usually you're not very active at all. You're like up and down. I'm like, am I missing something?
I'll tell you after the live.
Okay. In.
Chances I love the white ribbon with the red hearts. That's actually Valentine's Day ribbon.
Mm-hmm. See, you just never know. I was like, oh, heart ribbon. Darn, wish I had Valentine's Day. It's like it clicks for you. You're like, hey, I have Valentine's Day ribbon. I just gotta go get the Valentine's Day bin out again and pull the ribbon, which turned out good. I think it's definitely meant for this design. And then we're gonna go back into the bow. What do you guys think of the tinsel flex tubing?
Yeah, Venus, she just puts the tubing right on top of the other ribbon.
Everything's just like piled on top. It's like a sandwich. We just stick it right on top. 2, 3, 4. Cut. Back under. Okay. Well, I guess this will look good on a black door too. I was like,
yeah, it would.
Because white would just, it would wash out the white, I think.
Thank you for sharing, Betty. All those gals who have it, feel free to like and share.
I always shared.
You can say like and share.
Yes, you can say like and share. Yep. Okay. Let me make sure all my bows are back where the bow parts are supposed to be. Okay, let's put it up on the door and yes. Trying to make sure I don't trip over the flex tubing. Okay, I'm gonna take this one down. This one here. Okay. Make sure all my ribbons are situated. So it's going on a black door. So now we can ensure, let me make sure it's not on the door. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take it and pull it to the side so we can see that a little bit better. Okay, picture time. To make sure your pictures come out nice, make sure all your ribbon is nice and pretty. Make sure all of your bows, loops, everything is crisp. We call them giving it love. Give your tails and your bows love. You know, because we've been messing with it as we've been designing it. So we need to make sure everything is nice and crisp. Okay. What do you all think?
Nancy says, beautiful as usual with hearts. They said, another beautiful creation. Kat said, looks awesome. I'm surprised we have so many nurses and healthcare professionals on here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, my door's being kind of funky. It's being wobbly. That would be why it's not locked. Now it won't wobble.
Lock and load on.
Locked and loaded. Okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think we're all set. Okay. Well, what questions do you guys have that I can answer for you? This design is in my shop at KatsCreationsNMore.com. I won't see you guys again until Friday at 5, which is our normal class. And I don't know what we're making yet. I'm in the design process of trying to figure out, okay, do we have enough patriotic yet? Should we do another patriotic? And I'm like, or should we just move on to other summer designs? So I really want to move on to other summer stuff. And then we've got to start our Christmas in July. So that's going to be odd. No last minute questions?
Deborah just PM Kat. She said she tried reaching out to you. I guess she didn't get something about the last wreath of the month.
April's Wreath kit.
Wreath kit.
Oh, Deborah, go to Kats Creations Wreath of the Month group on Facebook and look for April's Wreath of the Month materials list. It's materials list and instructions. It's all there. And I think I only have, what did I put under there? I think I just did the kit, everything you'll have in your kit. Okay, everyone. All right, we'll have an amazing time. Yes, we are meeting. Thank you, Allie. 10 o'clock in the private group for a weekly check-in, prayer, and any Q&As you want to talk about. And then at 5, we're doing a class on shipping. So I'm going to show you how you can utilize Etsy shipping options and then what you can do on your own to ensure that you shouldn't pay any more than like $35. It is for me because I'm all the way in the far southern California coast. So for me to ship to someplace like Boston or Maine, it's going to be distance. So I will make sure that you guys don't spend any more than that. And I will talk to you guys all soon.
Sharon said, surprise us with a summer design.
I will. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.